the trusty steed on this Sunday morning. What's going on, guys? How's everybody doing today? I'm doing well, thank you for asking. Body Beat down here on this Sunday morning. Thought I'd get out and get a bike ride since I've done a couple of walks throughout the week. Thought I'd go ahead and get a bike ride in and just enjoy some of the weather. It's nice and cool out. It's sunny and beautiful. So let's go rip the streets up, shall we? Come on. See if I can get out of my driveway without dying. Barely. I'm a little concerned. My rear tire and my front tire, they were a little low. That doesn't usually happen. I'm a little concerned. Dang, it's actually really nippy out. Holy cow. And I'm actually out here without my gloves. I never ride without my gloves, but I thought, let's ride without the gloves. Now I'm wishing I had my little gloves on. So, yesterday, Saturday, we had a little extended birthday celebration for my oldest granddaughter. Her birthday was earlier in the week, but we kind of really celebrated it just yesterday. And had a nice little cookout, and she had a couple of friends over and all that good stuff. So we had a pretty good time, I guess. So I'm out here on a empty stomach. I thought, I'm not ready to eat right now. I had a cup of coffee, and that's it. I think that telephone pole is slightly leaning just a little bit there. Just a little. So today we'll do kind of a short ride. We'll ride down here to the city park and maybe make our way around a graveyard and come back towards home. Nothing too crazy. And hopes that my tires will survive the ride. But I'm not that far from home, so worst case scenario, I'll just hoof it. I've had to do that before. Ooh, a dog. Hope it don't chase me. And there's my oldest granddaughter's school. Like I mentioned before, just right down the road from my youngest granddaughter's. Normally I'm on the proper side of the road, but I'll stay over here. I'm turning up here in the graveyard. This is part of pretty much an everyday route that I used to take. Graveyards are one of the, no pun intended, but one of the best places to ride. Typically quite peaceful. Other than that dog barking over there. Quite peaceful. Well, guys, like I mentioned on my last bike ride, if you haven't done this in a while, you can definitely tell. I didn't used to get worn out like this till I was about 50 miles in. We're only about 2 miles in. And I know it sounds kind of stupid maybe, but I started cycling. I got this bike in February 2016. February 11th to be precise. Yes, I remember the date. And my first bike ride was February 13th. So this bike started my cycling journey. It's you know, oh god, it's gonna be sucky. Oh god. If you ever have had depression and just anxiety and just I don't know, a sense of just needing to do something to push yourself a little bit, and I don't know, it's really hard to explain. But when I started my cycling journey, just like I call my workout a journey, when I started it, it was amazing. I felt like a kid again. I was listening to the Beastie Boys on repeat every ride, just jamming out. Had my phone out where I could hear it, and you know, no headphones, no earbuds, just jamming, enjoying the time. And it was just kind of a, I don't know, spiritual moment, a spiritual beginning of some sort. And my mom died like the following month, as soon as I started cycling, and she knew how much it meant to me. I grew up loving bikes, and I've always been a BMX guy, and I still follow BMX a little bit, and not so much the racing side of things, but the old school flatland freestyle type stuff. And I do watch some park and some dirt jumps and stuff like that. But anyway, long story longer, it was just kind of a journey that I was on. And eventually, after 5.5 years, I stopped cycling and stuck solely to spinning on my exercise bike. But like once a year or so, I've went for a ride, or twice a year I went for a ride. But and I guess what I'm trying to get at is, number one, you know, sometimes we start these things maybe for deeper reasons than we even know. So you never know until you kind of been there and done it, and then you look back and see things for maybe a bigger picture. And I'd wanted to be a cyclist for, years before I even started. For years. Like 15 to 20-ish years before I even started. It's just getting yourself started and getting that first ride in and getting yourself comfortable with being out there and doing things. But what that leads me to talk about is the routes that you see me take. These were my first routes that I kind of made up and just kind of started doing. And, after so long not really riding them, and you haven't even seen half of what I've done. Not even a tenth of what I've done. So, it's kind of retracing those kind of spiritual steps, I guess you can say. And so I'm a nostalgic kind of guy. I wear my heart on my sleeve, regardless if I've been hurt and I'm not exactly the same Mike as I used to be, and I see things a little differently than what I used to. I still have emotions and feelings and nostalgia and a love and a passion and just being on these old routes, even though I'm on them all the time in my car, being on them on my bicycle just invokes those feelings. So here's our big, city park with the pool and the splash pad and the playgrounds and tennis courts and pickleball and other such things that I have partaken in. Splash pad. Looks like someone about broke that sign. Bless their little hearts. Let me hold with the other hand for a second. That's what she said. And that was the graveyard that we were just in. It's a pretty fun little splash pad there. Little workout stations. I use them a couple times on my rides. So let me get through here past this guy with the dog and up this little hill. And away we go. There's nothing on the trail. I can't see too well. And back here we also have some of the disc golf course back off in here, and there's also some it extends out across the road as well that you initially seen me driving or riding on. So hey, that's a pretty good way to start your morning. Beautiful day, little exercise, little reminiscent about the old days, just a few years ago. So let's make it up this little hill here. And we got a pretty good quick little hill we got to go up at the end. Okay, they're supposed to clean that up. Morning. I knew who that was. You're supposed to clean up after your doggies. I know her. That's a good little hill right there. Nice little play area. I've played on that myself. I don't just go to these places, I also like to play on them. There's our Eiffel Tower replica that we're known for. Well, technically we're known for the world's biggest fish fry, but probably next, this Eiffel Tower. Speaking of fish fry, it happens at the end of this month, where we have a parade and carnival and all kind of events going on. And that's a pretty new area right there. A lot of handicap accessible stuff, so that's pretty cool. I've played tennis in there a few dozen times. So I'm gonna put this camera down for a minute. My arm's killing me. So we'll look off into this little man-made pond lake thing here. Not that you can see them, but there are some ducks way over there against that wall. Some kind of ducks. It could be Daffy Ducks or Donald Ducks or Plucky Duck or Huey Louie and Dewey and I don't know, some other Scrooge McDuck. It could be Scrooge McDucks or I don't know. Whatever that other duck was that flew in an airplane was crazy. Well, what was that duck's name? It was on DuckTales. I don't know. Anyway, guys, let's travel up the road. We're basically heading back where we came from, the house. So if you follow my channel, you should know where I'm at. Again, that's the high school I went to. And here we are, ladies and gentlemen. We are back home from our wild adventure. Wild adventure. Hope you enjoyed tagging along. We'll try and do a couple more of these in the not too distant future. Well, guys, if I can get in here without dying. Not easy. Not easy. Well, guys, hope you enjoyed the adventure. Like I said, everybody get out and get a little bit of activity in their day and go searching for that nostalgic feel that you can get and enjoy. So like, share, subscribe, comment, all that good stuff to the Body Beatdown. That's me, Michael, your incredible host on the Sunday morning. Don't forget, get up, get out, get rad, do it to it, and we'll see you next time on the Body Beatdown. See y'all later.
Get up, get out, get rad, and do it to